he comes in, that structure on, you can see I can get through there. Bang. After I've taken his arm out to the side, I've got that hit through to there. So firstly, we divide the Silam Tau form up into 3 sections, so it's easy for people to learn. You've got your first section, which starts obviously from the beginning, but it finishes after you've done your Tam Sao on the right hand, and you've got your 3 Phuc Saos. Okay, at the end of this, the third one, the last time back, that is the end of the first section of the form. Then the second section of the form is where we do both hands at the same time. Okay, with the side slashes, coming back and out. So that's the second section. And then the third section, of course, is the last one, which has got the 3 combinations of movements. They're the 3 sections to help you remember Silam Tau. And I punch through, then a Hun Sao, and I can get him again there. The Hun Saos. A lot of people, when they do the Hun Saos, just rush them, okay? They don't do a proper Hun Sao. Hun Saos we do quite often in the form, so you want to get them right. When you do the Hun Sao, you want to make sure keeping your hand nice and flat, not pointing your fingers up. Hand stays flat, okay? Rotating the arm to bring it all the way down, and then into a fist. So it's not straight into it like that. Because you're learning some important aspects when you do the Hun Sao, so you want to make sure you do it properly, and it's throughout all the forms. So it is very important, okay? So from there, now I can't move. But if I relax, open my joints, think of my whole arm turning, I can turn it, okay? So then we use it like this, for example. Now in Silam Tau, this is not exactly how we're gonna use it. So Brett has a guard on like this. Okay, here's here. I've come in and done whatever move I need to do, right? So I've come in, okay? Whether I've done Pak Sao punch, punch through, and I'm gonna use this Hun Sao now. This is where I don't want it to go. If he's holding that tight, I don't wanna be just stuck like that. I need to get this whole Hun Sao movement working so I can come through. Come in, Hun Sao, okay? You can see I've opened him up there and I can come in with that next strike, or I could have even hit down here like in Silam Tau form, where we do the Hun Sao in a bit more of a practical application. When you're doing the form, we're practicing the stance at the same time. So you're always thinking of your stance. You're trying to get your Tagung, Seng, Nim Tau, all connected while you do the form, and really focus on that. We also want to focus on releasing and relaxing our whole body. Of course, we want to do that all the time. Here he comes in, that structure on, you can see I can get through there. After I've taken his arm out to the side, I've got that hit through to there. Another thing is the smaller movement. So when you're here, always open your hand up first. This is in all the forms. Don't just open it as you're moving. We have the back of the hand parallel to the floor. So when we open up, the whole hand is parallel to the floor. Then we're in the state, we've got our fingers aiming. We can move to whatever movement we need to move to, having that structure on. You're not just going there. That's another point. You're not just putting your hand there. You should have your state on all the time. So you're moving into the position you're going to do with your Wing Chun state on. So for example, if I'm here and I'm opening this up and I'm bringing my arm up, okay, I want to make sure I've got that structure. So if he's just resisting here already, if I just go to bring it up, it's not going to work. If I have that structure on, okay, I can bring that arm up to that position. He's now got that structure on there, maybe swap hands. I don't change anything, okay? Now that structure's on, I can move to there. Then even if he's pushing and I go back, this is the other thing. Even though I'm moving backwards, have the force going this way, okay? So I'm not just flying backwards. And then I've got the force on going forward as well, and I can move him out. So nothing actually changes. So when you're doing these movements, keep the same force on the whole time. That way, if I was, say, blocking this coming in, so he's punching in at me, I can block that and then I'm through straight away. Okay, so I didn't actually go block, hit, all right? My structure has blocked that and then I can come straight through nice and easily because I've blocked it and I'm still going forward. I'm still ready to continue. Always think of moving. So when you're here, the reason we have our arm in this position, this is important too, you don't want to get lazy with this, because if you're lazy with this, you haven't got your aim or your hone. So the reason we have this arm in this position is it's a neutral position, but it's still active. So we're relaxing the shoulder down into the elbow, letting that come through to the wrist. and that is aiming at the target. So we've actually got our Hung on. So when I'm doing something on one side, the other side is still actively aiming. But it's in this position to show that we're not using it. It's so our main focus isn't on this movement, it's on this movement, but this is still in an important position that gives you that Hung or that aim. So always think both sides all the time, no matter what you're doing. And then because that's already got that thought going through and aiming, when you do start to use it, it's already there. So we're always moving, even when you're not moving. In your mind, you've always got a forward force happening. That's why sometimes when you first start, if you've got a mirror, you can aim at the mirror as well. Think of everything aiming at the mirror. Eventually you don't need to use a mirror as much because you can actually start to get that feeling anyway, but it does help, especially when you're first starting out. Not only can you see what you're doing wrong and adjust it, you also have something to aim at. It's like you've got an imaginary opponent there as your reflection. All right, so coming in, get him in the head there quite easily, I can hit him. Another thing to think about is when you do a lot of these movements, even if you're doing them with both arms, that doesn't mean that you would necessarily use them with both arms if you need to use them in a fight, because the form is teaching you to use your whole body and to learn to get that connection. So for example, the side slashes. There might be a rare occasion where you can side slash two people at once out to the sides, right? But generally you're going to use one side slash. But in the form, if you use one side slash, you might lean or turn in that direction. We want to practice getting it right, so we just stay nice and static. That way I'm now thinking of my whole body. But I'm not necessarily going to, if I'm fighting Damien, I'm not going to do this, okay? Okay, so you can see when I'm here, I'm not just pushing into him, I am thinking out through my fingers and using my whole body as one unit to do that side slash. So now if he had a guard up and I was say I'd come in and done something, okay? So I've done something, my arm's out here, I side slash, it's gonna go through. Or if he was coming in from the side to punch me and I do that side slash, it's going around and it's still striking through. So it's not going and hitting his arm. Even if I didn't know he was punching and I'm trying to hit him, if that came in the way and I did it like that, it's going to get hit. Whether I know that arm's coming or not, that comes in, it's through, because I've used the proper structure to do it. Here he comes in, that structure on, you can see I can get through there. After I've taken his arm out to the side, I've got that hit through to there. Blocking this coming in, so he's punching in at me, I can block that and then I'm through straight away. And I punch through, then I Hun Sao and I can get him again there. Okay, he's here. I've come in and done whatever move I need to do, right? So I've come in, okay? Whether I've done Pak Sao punch through, and I'm gonna use this Hun Sao now. This is where I don't want it to go. If he's holding that tight, I don't wanna be just stuck like that. I need to get this whole Hun Sao movement working so I can come through, all right? So coming in, get him in the head there quite easily, I can hit him. Say I'd come in and done something, okay? So I've done something, my arm's out here, I side slash, it's gonna go through. Or if he was coming in from the side to punch me, and I do that side slash, it's going around and it's still striking through. So it's not going and hitting his arm. Even if I didn't know he was punching and I'm trying to hit him, if that came in the way and I did it like that, it's gonna get hit. Whether I know that arm's coming or not, that comes in, it's through, because I've used the proper structure to do it.